Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called The 5 Most Evil Cities in the US. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we post a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's episode of our show on your social media to help get the word out. Now, let's get started. Anyone who has been watching the news for the last few years can easily see that things are getting worse, not better out there. In fact, the level of criminality, chaos, dysfunctionality, and psychosis out there is reaching new heights every day. It's almost as though we've now entered the Olympics of crazy, the Olympics of crime, the Olympics of insanity, with various competitors out there hoping to get the gold medal for the craziest behavior of all time. So we thought, wouldn't it be interesting to develop a list of the 5 craziest and most evil cities in the US? A list that people could check out and review before they decided where they were going to move to? So we did just that. We created that list. And of course, it's called the 5 Most Evil Cities in the US. Let's get started. The 5th most evil city in the US is Miami, Florida. When most people think of Miami, Florida, they think of sunshine and topless beaches. But let us tell you what we see when we think of Miami, Florida. We see a city with more prostitutes, drug dealers, street criminals, and human traffickers per square foot than any other city in the US. Years ago, it was the cocaine capital of the US. Now it's a cesspool of criminality that scoops up simple-minded, drunken tourists and kidnaps them into white slavery or overdoses them with fentanyl with such regularity that people don't even pay attention. It's almost become a real estate magnet for every scumbag millionaire and celebrity pouring out of California and New York, hoping to avoid their crazy taxes. And guess where they all go? Miami. Number 4 is Los Angeles. Los Angeles is the entertainment mecca. That's what they want you to think of it as. It's the place where dreams and illusions and wonderful things come true. Well, but as anybody who works in the intelligence community knows, it's also the place where people are programmed by content producers, people who create movies and television shows to sway public opinion and get ordinary citizens to do or to believe the craziest things ever. If you want to convince the population that going to war is in their best interests, then have the movie business help you accomplish that. If you want to convince people that doing all sorts of drugs like cocaine and heroin and fentanyl are cool, then hire the movie business to transmit that message. If you want to portray underage children inappropriately, then Hollywood can be hired to do just that. In fact, it regularly is. That's why we rank Los Angeles as the 4th sleaziest and creepiest city in the world. Number 3, it's the city of New York. The city of New York is the financial capital of the world. At least that's how they want you to think of it as. It's where governments and criminals and many large corporations go to raise funding. New York is also the place where politicians from all over the world come to do business with criminals from everywhere. It's the only place in the world where you can legally steal $1 billion with a B dollars in the morning and then spend the weekend plotting the next big crime you will never be arrested for. What's one of the big advantages of New York? Well, it's where you can go if you're a diplomat with a diplomatic passport, which entitles you to diplomatic immunity. It's where you can go and you can engage in that criminal activity without worry of being arrested. Huge advantage. City number 2 is San Francisco. The city of San Francisco is run by tech billionaires and billionaire wannabes. In fact, everybody in San Francisco with a computer science degree, with a background in programming, they literally believe they're the next Bill Gates and they can do what Bill Gates did. All of them walk around, in a state of constant delusion. All of these wannabes think their next big stupid idea is going to be even better than their last big stupid idea. This is a city of rich idiots who all wanted to defund the police over the last few years, but have now woken out of their drug-induced, mushroom-fueled hallucinations and had their consultants and their managers advise them to start refunding the police before they're all robbed, killed, or raped by the army of fentanyl crazies attempting to break into their mansions every day. Let me tell you just how stupid most people in San Francisco are. Now, you may think I'm exaggerating, but I assure you, you can confirm all of this with a simple Google search. The people of San Francisco are so incredibly, even the educated ones, in fact, more so the educated ones, are so incredibly stupid that because there are so many break-ins into vehicles, because there are so many windows and doors being smashed, where the homeless and the street criminals bust into your car hoping to steal something, what these moron car owners now do, get ready for this. This is just, it'll set your hair on fire. It's so stupid. These morons, before they go to bed at night, they roll down the windows of their Beamers and their limousines and their Cadillacs and their SUVs, and they open all four doors and their trunk hatch, the trunk lid. They open them wide in the driveways or in front of the street, and they go to bed at night with the vehicle fully opened. Do you know why these morons do this? They tell people it's because they're trying to prevent street criminals from needlessly breaking into their windows and into their cars. They feel that if they just look into the open doors and windows and trunks of the cars, that they won't go in and damage their cars. But that's only part of the truth. The real truth here is that these morons, this may be the dumbest population of people in any city on earth. The real reason they're going to bed leaving all their car doors and windows and trunk lids open is because, get ready for this, they don't want to offend the homeless and the crackheads and the alcoholics and the street criminals because they feel if they leave their vehicles locked, it'll be an offense to these poor, struggling criminals. So in order to avoid these lunatics, they're leaving everything wide open. Now, centuries from now, when historians look back on this era in time, they will have to conclude that the people of San Francisco must have all been high or all been born with mental defects, and I can see no other conclusion to draw from all of this. So, we suspect that with the passage of time, the phrase tech billionaires, tech millionaires, these phrases will all become synonymous with the word moron. Citizens of San Francisco, that phrase also will become synonymous with the word morons. Now, let's get to number one. The number one most evil city in the world is Washington, D.C. As someone who's very familiar with D.C., I can say that it is where the devil goes to educate himself, to learn the latest evil crimes, evil tactics, evil strategies. That's where the devil goes to learn the latest and the greatest dirty tricks. Take all the evil things that you know about Washington, D.C., multiply that times 100, and you still won't come even close to understanding how truly evil the occupants of Washington, D.C. are. Yep, that is the truth. Thank you for watching. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's show on all your social media to help us get the word out. Thank you, and we shall see you soon. Goodbye.